What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and today we're going to talk about Valentines. With the Valentine's Day approaching us, we're going to talk about what that's like in prison. Now, I know we've probably touched on not the best use of verbiage. Now, I know we've probably addressed this topic, this holiday, in probably at least a video, maybe even two videos in the past. And before anybody goes and comments, Joe, haven't you already talked about this? I really want to let you guys know, y'all, we've been doing these videos for almost 5 years. So I'm quite sure there's not a topic that we haven't touched on yet. Maybe there is. And also a little more justification for this. I just recently read a comment, an awesome comment, and somebody says, you know, Joe, you should go back and retell all of the old prison stories that you did and put like a 2020 spin on them. I don't really know what that means. Maybe they mean tell them better. I probably could, or at least I think that I could. But I don't want to mess that up. You know, we've told some classic prison stories here on After Prison Show, and very soon I'm going to bring you guys a top 10 video. What's going to be called the top 10 After Prison Show videos. My favorite videos that we've done. So look for that coming soon. But again, today I want to talk about what Valentine's Day is really like while in prison. And I'm also going to share with you guys what is the worst part of Valentine's Day while in prison. And while I leave that as like a little cliffhanger for what's to come in this video, I really want to know what you guys think would be the worst part about Valentine's Day while locked up. What do you think that would be? Jody? 10 Jodies? I mean, the possibilities are probably endless, as is the number of Jodies, aka the boogeyman who's living underneath your girl's bed while you're locked up. Folks, when you think about serving time during the holidays, there's not going to be one holiday that's a good holiday to be locked up for. They are all gonna suck. Christmas, New Year's, your birthday, your kid's birthday, your girl's birthday, your mom's birthday, your anniversary, the anniversary of when you met your girl, the anniversary of when your girl left you. You're gonna have a million anniversaries while you're locked up, as a matter of fact, but no matter what the holiday is, not near a single one of them is one that you really want to be locked up for. And though some holidays are a lot more tough to be locked up for than others, like Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving, to each individual person who serves time, you know, everybody's going to think of things differently, like in terms of what holidays are tougher to be locked up for. But in most cases, though Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays, well, not birthdays, they don't pertain to what I'm getting ready to say. Though those bigger type of holidays are going to be the tougher ones to be locked up for, there are at least some sort of incentives that come with being locked up during those times of the year, such as the type of food that they're going to feed you in those institutions. In most cases, probably at least like 95% of jails and prisons throughout the country, during those big holidays, they're going to feed you pretty decently. And also, footnote to this topic in particular, did you know that while locked up, especially on Christmas, Thanksgiving, things like that, when you do get that special boss tray out of the chow hall, you're usually eating that during lunchtime, and then for dinner, you're eating a bag lunch. Folks, have you ever eaten a bag lunch for dinner for Christmas? You think being locked up during the holidays is depressing? Try eating a bag lunch inside of a prison for either Thanksgiving, Christmas, or even the New Year's. That shit is really depressing. So again, even though your bigger holidays are going to be tougher to be locked up for, there are certain incentives. Possibly the food that the institution serves you. And also, let's just say Christmas falls on like a Wednesday, or Thanksgiving, well, Thanksgiving never is going to fall on a Wednesday. Or New Year's. Usually, not on all cases, and definitely not at all institutions, but usually, most of the time, at least every time that I know of and every place that I've been, during those big holidays, you could get a special holiday visit. So those are a couple of incentives for your bigger holidays. But Valentine's Day, folks, is not one of those bigger holidays. And probably in more cases than not, I'm sure there are a few exceptions in terms of institutions where they will allow you to get that special holiday visit. I don't think that I can remember anywhere that was allowing us to get a Valentine's Day visit if Valentine's Day fell on a weekday. I could be wrong. It's been almost 5 years since I've been in prison, so I might be forgetting a couple of things. But as I think back on it, I don't remember there ever being a special Valentine's Day visit if Valentine's Day fell on a Monday through Friday. And this year, folks, Valentine's Day most certainly does fall on a weekday. It falls on this upcoming Friday. So that right there is going to be one thing that makes Valentine's Day while locked up just that much worse. Being that on that special day, you can't be out there with that special person. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes while locked up, dudes do have, and girls as well, have that special person who's locked up right there with them. And folks, you want to talk about laying down the romance? You ever seen two dudes up in prison celebrating Valentine's Day together? Well, if you ever have, you know that that's a sight that you'll never soon forget. And I myself most certainly have seen that a time or two. And again, it's been almost 5 years since I've been locked up. And that thought and that vision is in my head just as if it happened yesterday. I can still smell it. The short of it is, folks, Valentine's Day is like any other holiday. It's going to suck, and it's going to suck even more because in most cases, you're not going to get the special holiday visit. And also, don't be expecting anything too special coming up out of that chow hall, except for a lot of bitter beer faces walking through that chow hall line and a whole bunch of huffing and puffing and attitude. You're probably going to see a lot more fights on Valentine's Day, just as you would any other holiday that you're locked up for, because dudes is going to let the feelings fly just like them haymakers. Bung, bung, bung. Say something again, because I can't stop thinking about my girl and what she's out there doing with bung, bung, bung. Jody number 10. Say something again. Cody! Say something again, because I can't stop thinking about my girl she's out there with. Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody! Valentine's Day sucks to be locked up for, and it sucks even worse when you got you a girl or a significant other out there in the free world. There's not but so much that you can do in an effort to try to feel connected with your girlfriend or whoever you got. I can tell you this, on Valentine's Day, and maybe this holiday more than any others, even though during every holiday this will pertain, but maybe Valentine's Day might just be the best holiday for a dude who's got a prison hustle. Whether you draw, you do portraits, you draw envelopes or pretty pictures to send to your loved ones, holiday cards, dudes are making cards while locked up. If you got you a prison hustle that can somehow tie in to doing something special for the holidays, well, during Valentine's Day, you most certainly ain't gonna have no shortage of work or customers. Oh, you be drawing the cards though? Oh, that joint, boy, you do stick figures too? Damn, those are some straight lines for them stick figures. Hey, you could draw a card for my girl for Valentine's Day. If you got you a hustle that could tie into the holidays, most certainly Valentine's Day could be that holiday where you do the best in terms of really getting your hustle on. And it doesn't just have to be the guy who draws. The tattoo artist could be flooded with work as well. Hey, you be doing tattoos. You could tattoo my girl name across my wrist. That joint is important to me. It's symbolic. It comes from the heart. I want it right here on my wrist, though. That way she knows she my strength. Tattoo man's gonna be flooded with work. The dude drawing cards and doing portraits, he's gonna be flooded with work. Some dudes are making roses out of Jolly Ranchers. Other dudes are making roses out of toilet paper. They gonna be flooded with work. If you've got access to the telephone and you're able to sell three-ways, you're gonna be making plenty of money because everybody's gonna be trying to call home on Valentine's. And speaking of the telephone, on Valentine's Day, just as with any other holiday, but maybe Valentine's Day might just be the worst holiday to ever try to get on the phone while locked up, because them phone lines are gonna be jammed up. And you're definitely not gonna be able to hear nothing because you're gonna be sitting between 3 or 4 other dudes who are straight up arguing. Ain't gonna be nothing romantic about them phone calls at all. What exactly the phones be like in Valentine's Day? Them joints be like, can you hear me? Can you keep it down? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Look, I'm trying to talk up, but it's like a war zone in here. How did I get to Iraq? I was in prison. Hey, yo, calm down. She's still there, stick man. Gotta massage the vocals. I'll lose my voice while filming this, no doubt. Yeah, you ain't ever really experienced Valentine's Day while locked up until you've experienced them prison phones on Valentine's Day while locked up. So, real quick, I do want to mention this as well, too. We talked about the fact that Valentine's Day falls on a Friday this year. And if dudes aren't able to get that special visit, and again, I'm on the fence in terms of trying to remember whether or not they get that. But we're just going to go ahead and say that that's probably not the case, especially with it being on Friday. And they're probably just going to have to wait until Saturday and Sunday to get those visits. I told you at the beginning of this video, I was going to share with you guys what the worst part of Valentine's Day really is while serving time. And folks, there is nothing like Valentine's Day in prison the night of. After the visits, if you even get the visits, after the phone calls and the thank yous for the candy sticky ass Jolly Rancher rose, what am I gonna do with this? What am I gonna do with this? It got checked by customs when you sent it to me because they thought that it was an illegal substance. What the hell was it supposed to be? Once the stick figure cards have worn off and all of the pleasantries and you done hired the rapper in the cell block or the R&B singer in the cell block to get on the phone and sing your girl a song. Trust me, folks, you ain't seen nothing till you've been locked up on Valentine's Day. You might have been locked up with a dude who fancied himself as R. Kelly, but not the new R. Kelly, the old R. Kelly prior to all these crazy charges and the fact that he's, bankrupt, sitting in jail right now. It's a hustle. It is a damn hustle. Let me paint you a romantic prison Valentine's Day. Peep game now. Valentine's Day's upcoming. You hired the artist. He done drew you a nice little custom card. You might hire me to draw a caricature of your girl, a cartoon portrait of her, because I can't draw the real one. But that's not enough, because you're locked up. You got to make this Valentine's Day way more special than the last Valentine's Day that you were locked up, where all you were able to send to her was a little sewn together out of prison sheets bracelet with her initials and your initials sewn into it. So this year, you got the card, you done sent her the Jolly Rancher sticky roses, and this year you're locked up with a dude in the cell block who thinks he's R. Kelly. Yo, there are dudes who sing good while locked up, and sometimes their services are for hire. Hey, look, man, I know you sing really well. And I was wondering if you could get on the phone and, serenade my woman. That way me and her could slip into something a little more comfortable and get our explicit conversation on for the last 7 minutes of that 15-minute recorded phone call. There ain't nothing that's gonna top that. Dudes will write custom raps for girls. I did it. See, back in the day, Joe fancied himself as thinking I was going to come home and be the ex-con version of Eminem. And I remember a song that I wrote for a girl. It was super emo, but also ha-ha funny type of emo. Like, oh, I'm just kidding about the fact that, I really can't live without you. Oh, Joe was a little psychopath back in the day. I don't know why I shared that with you. But I wrote a song for a girl one time. I'll share it with you right now. It's embarrassing, but it's kind of funny at the same time. So emo, but kind of funny. So you be the judge. And I wrote this for Valentine's Day. I said, "Dear such and such, well, I don't know why I love you because you cause me so much pain. It's like I'm losing my mind. I think I'm going insane. I try to maintain, but that seems impossible. I can't control these feelings. This pain's unstoppable." Not only did I fancy myself as the ex-con version of Eminem, this was actually rewriting Stan by Eminem as well. "Well, I hope you know I love you and you promised me forever. I remember you used to tell me that we would always be together. And I don't know why I write you because you never write me back. I tried to call you, but the number's blocked. What the f*** is up with that?" I can't remember the rest of it. I wrote that when I was 18 years old and really dealing with some things. But folks, we're offering a lot of information and we're getting really off course right here. Again, I told you I was going to tell you what the worst part of Valentine's Day is. And that is that after the phone calls are over and the phones are cut off, and they get cut off at 11 o'clock, 10:30 in some places, maybe even 10 o'clock. Might even be earlier than that. Hell, I can't remember. Maybe 9:45. Still a lot of life left to Valentine's Day. But the worst part is when it's all said and done and you're laying in that bunk and you got that girl out there and you're either on the top bunk looking at the ceiling of the cell or you're on the bottom bunk looking at the bottom of the top bunk and you're just sitting there eyes wide open. And I'm going to tell you right now what you're thinking about. You are thinking about the fact that the night is still young. It don't matter if it's 9:45, 11 o'clock. It is Valentine's night, not Valentine's Day. Valentine's night. Your mind is going to be wandering. Your mind will even be racing, thinking about, is she really being loyal? Because no sooner than them phones get cut off and you're forced to go to your bunk area or your cell because it's locked down and you're laying there, no sooner than them phones get cut off, potentially it's going to be a knock at the front door of your girl's house. That's what you're going to be thinking, at least. There ain't going to be no sleeping for you on Valentine's night because your ass is going to be up all night wondering if your girl's getting any sleep or if Jody got her in the bunk. B-U-C-K. Legs folded up like a lawn chair. You call your girl the next day bright and early. Soon as them phones cut on, you're running to the phone. Yo, hey, yeah, I know. I don't usually call you this early. I thought you had to work. Oh, you called out sick. What, you got the coronavirus out there? Hey, where'd your voice go? Would you go to a damn R. Kelly concert last night? Why can't you talk?
It's the coronavirus. That's what it is.
Valentine's Day is a tough one, no doubt about it. And you know, something else that you guys got to keep in mind as well. You know, not only is Valentine's Day a day, and any other holiday for that matter, a time when, you know, prisoners are going to be on edge, a lot more tensions are going to be flaring up. There could be some fights, but you got to keep this in mind as well. Is everybody willing to fight? See, the guy who's willing to fight is the guy that ain't got no girl out there. Now, that's not going to always be the case. Guys with girls, they'll fight too. But what I'm saying is the guy who ain't got nothing to lose, he's already miserable. Or he's just fine. He's carrying on. He's doing his time. He's in bid mode. You can't even phase this dude. Valentine's Day to this dude is just something to sit back, make a meal, and laugh at all the other prisoners who are all up in their feelings, crying up under their blankets and shit. But holidays while locked up, they're not just tough on the prisoners. Valentine's Day especially. And just as you're going to have a lot of prisoners walking around with the bitter beer face and, you know, an attitude potentially, huffing and puffing, especially if that girl ain't picking up the phone. You ain't never seen a dude become a man apart. No Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn? No Vin Rames? What's the big dude's name? Who plays in that movie A Man Apart?
The cast of A Man Apart includes Vin Diesel.
Ah, shut up. I don't need no more. Vin Diesel. I said Vince Vaughn. You ain't ever seen a man come apart faster than on Valentine's Day when that girl don't pick up that phone or she don't show up for VI, visitation. You know, whenever that visitation is allowed, whether you got to wait till the weekend or if there is that special visit. You ain't never seen a dude come apart faster than during a situation like that. Now, I hate the way that this is going to sound, but if this happens to your homeboy while you're locked up, this isn't necessarily the worst thing that could happen. Because while you're sitting there trying to console that dude, hey, whoa, hey, big man, hey, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Hey, just because she's gone, you're gonna find somebody else. You ain't got but 10 more years. You're gonna get back out there and there's gonna be plenty of fish in the sea. They'll probably have robot girls by the time you get released. Look, I know you're sad right now, but are you gonna eat the tray tonight at the chow hall? If it's the wrong time to ask, I'm sorry. But you look like you're probably not going to be eating much. Can I get that? Can I get your dinner tray? Please. I'm starving. I ain't made commissary since I've been here. My girl left me as soon as they put the handcuffs on. Dude's going to be so sick on Valentine's Day, they ain't even going to be able to eat. But that won't necessarily be the worst case for the next man, especially if it's your homeboy. But again, not only will it be the prisoners who are going through this, trust and believe me, the guards too. You know, a lot of guards will say, and I've heard a lot of them say this, that, you know, when they work in a prison or a jail, they're doing time too. And if they're working that 8-hour shift and it's the night shift, they locked up right there with you on Valentine's night. Only difference for them is they got the opportunity to use the phone. But I've seen some very crazy videos where them girls will be on the phone and basically multitasking. Have y'all ever seen that kind of crazy stuff? It'll really make you think. So to say that the prisoners are going to be the only ones with an attitude potentially, most certainly, it could be the guards as well. And then for whatever reason, I don't even understand, like, if there's any kind of, like, math behind this. But statistically, I'm curious to know, like, who gets cheated on more. A guy who's locked up and his girl's out there in the free world, or a prison guard who works in a prison and he's gone for 8 hours a night. They might actually be kind of like neck and neck in terms of statistically. I could be completely wrong about that, though. Starting to feel it now. That voice is going. Folks, I want to go ahead and wrap this video up, and as I get ready to do so, I want to say this. Look, Valentine's Day, just like any other holiday, is an opportunity for every one of us who's out here in the free world to be thankful, to be humbled. You know, we're not locked up. And if anybody who is watching this video is locked up, you know, keep your head up. And hopefully you're going to be out here soon. If you've got a loved one who's locked up, try to make sure that you let them know that they're not forgotten. And if you're out here in the free world and you've got a significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, you know, and you're able to do something, it don't matter if you just cook a romantic dinner for that person for Valentine's Day. You know, try to make sure that you enjoy this day to the very best of your ability. Because I don't know actually what Valentine's Day is even, I don't even know what the hell the point of this holiday is, other than to buy something nice and to go to dinner and then for you to get your groove on a little later on. Like, I don't honestly know, but you know, let it be a day where you are thankful for whoever you have in your life. And if you don't have anybody in your life, you know, don't be depressed by that. Do not be depressed by it, because your time will come. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up with all of that. And folks, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!
No, she didn't even pick up. She didn't even pick up. I'm talking to the dial tone. You can't get next on the phone. Where are you? God, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen.
Say something again, 'cause I can't stop thinking about my girl she's out there with. Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody!